the cold air comes out and hits him on the cheek, and he's like, what the fuck? And then he touches it and his hand sticks to it, and it starts spreading across his body, and he's like, what the fuck? And then it cuts to Icicle, and he's full, like, Iceman out, and he's just walking towards him, and he just grabs him and crushes his head. And this is a show on the fucking CW. It's like they really...
Wow, they do decent shows, but then when they get actual properties that can handle things...
No, you know what happens? They get to season 2 and it becomes a soap opera.
But this show did all 3 soap opera episodes, bing bang boom, right in the front. Now it's been one multi-part long story so far. Every episode is this part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. And it's just...
How many episodes is it? A 22 episode?
It's the off season. So when the fall comes back, Flash comes back, and Stargirl goes into hiatus.
What do you guys think about TV shows? Do you think they should stick to the 22 episode thing, or you think they should do like a 12 episode season?
They should stick to the UK model where you get 22 episodes.
And you either make it or
That's
you
not
don't.
the UK. That's the American.
UK is you get the 22 episodes and then you're done. No season 2.
Well, some of them do. Most
like
of them
Doctor Who is allowed and Peep
yeah,
Show
like,
is
even
allowed.
Doctor Who has like 10, 12 episodes. They don't go above like 15 episodes.
Yeah, but that's because that's a national treasure to them.
No,
Also, Doctor Who.
No,
is
but they know how to
declining
tell
quality.
stories. They don't try to drag out their shows to fucking jerk off.
Hey, when was the last time Doctor Who was good? The 60s?
It wasn't bad with Christopher
First of
Eccleston.
all, David
And then
Tennant-
Christopher Eccleston shit on it hardcore.
David Tennant is a fucking saint.
No.
Dude, you know what my favorite part of David Tennant is? Going on Reddit and reading all those awesome posts about him. He's Reddit the actor. You know what I mean? He's like 4chan's Nicolas Cage. Where no matter what Nicolas Cage does, 4chan is like, we love him! David Tennant is Reddit's.
Because David Tennant's great.
No, he's not. He's okay.
No, Keanu Reeves is great.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a fun topic. Keanu Reeves has no talent.
He just wants to shit
We
on everything.
love him, though. Dude, he's such a bad actor.
But that's because he's a personable human being.
I know Kung Fu? He's so bad. Nicolas Cage, the greatest actor of our generation.
Whoa, hey, that's some
Yes!
that's some shit.
Nicolas Cage.
Wait, put a pin in that. Welcome to Just Your Average Podcast.
Nicolas Cage is a shitty fucking actor.
No!
You could take that to the bank.
Leaving
Nicolas
Las
Cage has
Vegas.
range, dude.
Mandy. Fucking, Wicker Man. Even though that's a garbage movie, he is owning it.
No,
We're gonna
Man.
steal the independent.
Yeah, whatever. You also do know he's like billions of dollars in debt, so he just takes whatever role comes at him, but he gives
It's
it...
the same thing with Adam Sandler. He's
No,
billions of dollars.
no, he's not in
Adam
debt.
Sandler.
Yeah,
He
no.
chooses to make these
No,
movies.
that's
to make
because with Netflix, he's like,
money. We
yo,
have
let's
a
go.
video coming out for this pretty soon.
No, there's not. He's like,
We already
yeah.
filmed it.
We already filmed
I
it.
hate the both of you. He's like, let's go on a trip to Hawaii. We could just film the entire thing.
That's all his movies are. He's not in debt. He
Yeah,
knows how to
he's-
make money. He knows how to.
Didn't he sign like $1 billion contract with
Dude,
Netflix?
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
he is not.
Put it this way: you
crazy.
can have $100 million budget. He gets $50 million of it. The
Yeah.
rest goes to the
I'm Chris. This is Chris. That's a bitch.
He gets
Chad.
70.
Dumb Chris.
Bitch.
Dumb
He gets
Chris.
70.
Whoa, hey, watch your mouth.
Hey, this movie costs $100 million to make. Adam Sandler takes $70 million. All his cronies get $5 million each. Whatever's left, throw it towards the production. That's what they do.
They got a light and a Sony VX12.
They literally film on Sony Handycams and fucking cell phones. And it's just like, wow, I can't believe we're on a Carnival cruise. And then it shows you a commercial for Carnival. And then it goes back to Adam going, water is better. Or whatever is fucking
Do you
stupid.
guys like Subway?
Hey,
You
remember-
can't hype
I
up
can't.
Subway anymore.
Al Pacino
Bring
does
back
a...
$5.
Al Pacino does a Dunkin' Donuts commercial. in
Dunkachino rap.
What's my name? Dunkachino!
I don't know. Like, did he? Is
Dude,
he
did you see
hurting for money?
Actually, Al Pacino went on one of the Kimmel or something like that and said, like, I'm hurting for money. I can't exist on $7.5 million a year. And he was being serious.
Ugh.
There was no, like, joke, because the audience goes, ha!
And he was like, what?
What? I have a $7.5 million mansion in Newport. I'm going to lose that.
You know what's funny? If you like live responsibly, you could live off $1 million probably for like a very long time.
I'd probably say
If you still have a job.
If you were smart,
if you were smart, you take half of it, buy yourself a house, pay off a used car, and put the
Yeah,
rest of it into the
50
stock market.
You get a $500,000 house, I wouldn't want
no, I'd buy like a three.
You buy a $250,000 to $300,000 house,
My house is $350.
you
So
pay
you
off a
should buy my
car,
house.
and a used car, a decent one,
Fucking Toyota.
$15,000.
Toyota
Just
or
buy a
Honda.
brand new Toyota.
Make
Like
it last
20,000.
fucking 20 years.
Then we're buying a new car, it loses value instantly.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
Though. You're not planning on.
There's no eh.
But
Rich
you're not planning
motherfucker.
on reselling. This is your car. You're gonna drive it till it dies.
That's like my Honda. I'm driving that shit till it dies.
I'm driving my fucking Subi till it's dead.
Yeah, it's gonna be next week.
Oh, you're the. Well, as much as I hate Subarus, they fucking last.
They last forever, man.
Hondas and Toyotas, man.
Hondas and Toyotas. So you
Hondas
buy.
are amazing.
You buy. My plan is if I ever win the lottery, and this is 100% what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give each person I've spoken to for in the last month more than 3 times. So you guys, obviously,
Thank you.
each person gets like $1 million. Everyone else can go fuck themselves. I'm gonna buy a really
Does
small.
Riley get a million?
No.
Unfortunately, I mean,
There's an age restriction.
You can put aside $5,000 for a college
I
fund.
do have to give his kids college fund. You know,
Yeah,
I
but not
do-
$1 million.
I have to pay for your kids' college. I mean,
Yeah, but the thing is, you could get that. You could buy a house, and we could build a real studio. We don't have to work.
Hopefully, it's only like
You
community
didn't let
college and not real college.
Right? I want to
Sorry.
go to Oxford. Sorry, Riley.
You're going to Rhode Island College.
Yeah.
You gotta go to Johnson and Wales, buddy.
Hey, Johnson Wales ain't all that bad if you want to get.
Oh,
like,
I know it's not.
like a technical.
Oh, they remember all the Johnson Wales kids who could
Or
go to
business.
Papagenos and they didn't know how to do anything?
Yeah, except for Sama. Sama was good.
Yeah,
Osama,
Huh?
Selma.
Selma. They said
Selma.
except for Osama, he was good, and I was like,
No.
Yeah,
I wanted-
Selma actually knew how to cook before she went
I
in
was
there.
gonna wait, and I was gonna.
Yeah, I saw the beat in
Pause.
your brain, and I
And I
was
was
like, nope.
like, I can cut this and
Yeah,
just
no.
have this clip. Osama was good. Osama was good. And
Yeah,
just...
no.
Anyway,
I also said it so that you hear the S no matter what.
yeah. So I would buy a 5-bedroom or a 5-room house, bedroom, kitchen, hangout room, bathroom, and then just a room to put stuff in.
Does the basement count that or no?
Well, the basement will be the 5th room or the attic. Will
Would
be
you
the
buy a
5th room.
slightly bigger house than this?
Yes.
No,
This size?
no, I don't need more than this.
I want a yard.
This is a good size house.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't need more than
That's
this.
why I said slightly bigger, because you want like a game room
Like-
and everything.
My house is good.
Your house is made weirdly, though.
It's a raised ranch.
I don't like raised ranches, the way they're designed and everything.
Well, my basement's not supposed to be finished. We finished my basement. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be like a story, and everything's supposed to happen upstairs.
That's how this basement was supposed to be.
Yeah,
Well, look what happened to it.
it's nice.
It got flooded a bunch.
Yeah, mine floods. Because we're in a valley.
Pipes, man.
Dude, you
That was-
gotta replace
I
them.
think we did. They're all fixed.
Allegedly.
Pat's dad did it, so hopefully.
Oh, so they're not like.
No, he's good. He worked on a boat. Continue your story, sir.
I would just buy a really small house, and then I would fortify it, and I would fight the government.
This is
Christakistan.
Christopia.
I would buy an aircraft cannon, anti-aircraft gun,
Oh my
like
god.
from a World War II battleship, and be like, I'm doing it for history.
See-
And then I would spend the next decade recommissioning it, and then I would just shoot down fucking commercial airliners as they fly
So
over.
you know the worst thing
And now I
people
can't
do
fly anymore.
when they win the lottery? They buy like those $1 million
and
houses.
jet skis.
They
and
buy
But
way
then
outside their
they
means.
don't pay their
They,
taxes.
they MC Hammer themselves.
yeah,
you know?
Wesley Snipes himself.
No, Wesley Snipes just didn't pay the
Oh my
government.
God.
MC Hammer bought a gold toilet for every bathroom in his house, and then went, I can't afford any of this.
He was like, I'm sorry, what's the tax on 10
Quick
ounces of
side
gold?
note: I was
was
watching
pretty
Major League
legit.
today. Wesley Snipes, great in that movie.
Dude, I was watching Naked Guns.
Demolition Man.
I was,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's fucking wicked good at fighting too.
Yeah.
I want to see a Wesley Snipes
He's
Keanu Reeves
trained.
movie.
No, because Keanu can't act. Wesley is
We're
very.
getting back to that. But
Wesley's
continue.
Why do
very-
you hate everything?
No, I love Keanu Reeves. I'm just saying he cannot act. He plays 2 characters: the confused guy and the dumb guy.
No,
Or-
he also plays that the toy race car driver in Toy Story 4.
God, I hate Toy Story 4.
It's not
It
that
should
bad.
have ended at 3.
It should
I
have
think
ended
I
with them
hate
all
it.
going into the furnace.
I honestly think I
should
hate
have
it
ended right there.
because
3 was such a good
it
ending,
was such a good ending.
where he gives the toys. He hands, the future's yours now, little girl. Like,
But then Disney's like, "Hey, Pixar,
we
Make
make money. We want the Toy
the
Story
Good
cinematic.
Dinosaur didn't do well. They're like, you can make the Good Dinosaur, but if it sucks, you need to make Toy Story 4."
You need
They
to
rolled the
make
dice and
a
fucked
Toy
up.
Story cinematic universe that connects to the Marvel universe and the Star Wars universe.
Well, now they're gonna do it.
Go.
The toys separated. Woody went off with Bo Peep, and the other toys are all by themselves with
That's
Buzz.
'cause they're
So they're gonna have
fucking-
Buzz movies and Woody movies.
But the best
No,
part
it's
about
not.
Buzz and Woody is them hanging out.
Yeah.
It's Tom Hanks in that Coke addict.
Hey, Tim Allen's awesome.
Tim Allen's great.
Minus like his super Republican.
There's nothing wrong with being a Republican.
No, but he has all the bad qualities of it.
Like,
He's just racist.
Oh, yeah. That's what we do when we
But you know
don't
who
agree.
is awesome?
Hey, you don't agree with someone politically, you call him racist. Anyway,
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson
Mel
is
Gibson's
right.
great though.
Wow. Hey, we're gonna roll that back a little bit.
Listen, I am psyched.
What would you do if you won the lottery?
Buy a house, pay off what?
We basically said the same thing.
I'm in the same boat with. I'd pay off my girlfriend's college, make sure she can go to.
Get my people
Would you guys
set.
still work though?
Yes,
Yeah,
I would work
absolutely keep my
Unicar.
job.
Hell yeah.
I would work Unicar because if I didn't,
I'd make you work Unicar if you fucking got the lottery.
No,
yeah, come work
So
Unicar with
no,
us.
I would keep my IT job because I love that job.
Yeah, but dude, you'll love Unicar way more. It's just
It's
fucking,
just walking around.
it's just
bullshitting.
bros walking around in the sun talking shit.
I don't do well in heat, so I'm fine.
Neither do
Why?
I.
She's fucking. I swell up.
I
dude.
dress like this.
Dude,
And I'm
you see
like,
me walking in the sun? It's
Yeah.
actually a thing. We looked it up. I get the sun
the
effects.
vitamin D. I
Yeah.
told you.
And I take vitamin D.
So stop taking vitamin D, and you won't
Are you
swell
dumb?
up.
Are you stupid?
No, I
He's
started. I
ODing.
started
Why?
taking vitamin D.
Because Joe Rogan scared him.
No, because I worked in the Lincoln Mall, and I wasn't getting any sunlight.
I mean, that's also because you're not going out at all.
Yeah, you do live in a
But
basement.
now I work 2 jobs where I'm outside. So
Good job.
look at this sweet tan. Look at
Dude, I
this
get my fucking like
sweet farmer's
neck
tan.
burned like right here. I don't know how the sun got there, but it's like
And then you like move your neck.
for,
You're
like,
like, ah, well,
for
fuck.
like 3 days. It was just like
You
what'd
just
say?
you walk around like this the entire time. Like, this is better.
No, that's the back of my neck where I'm just walking like this.
I want to slap the back of your neck some days.
Why?
When you have sunburn, just to make me happy.
It's always sunburnt.
Oh, things happen.
Dude, one time
Your nose gets so red.
my nose got purple and bubbly once. We were at Block Island.
That's
Me,
sun poisoning.
yeah, me, Dietrich, and LaValle, and we took acid and went for a walk. And Dietrich was like, "We're just gonna go to the beach. I know this beach where it's like clay, and we can play with the clay, and then like bake it in the sun. You know, like just play with it because we were on acid." So we let Dietrich lead. And like 2 hours later, we're just lost in like the rural part of Block Island, just like cutting through people's backyards and stuff. And we're like, "What the fuck, Dietrich?" So we're like, "LaValle, your turn to lead." LaValle just walks straight up to someone's house and tries to walk in, and we're like, "No!" And we're like, and he's like, "I'm sorry, I thought it was like a community center or something." And we're just like, "God damn it, LaValle, why did we let you lead?" And then I wound up taking us all around, like way far. And by the time we got to the house, my nose was purple and bubbly, and I was like, like it was gooey, and I was like, ah, and I could just feel the heat like pulsing off my face. But then when it healed, it got so like it got like dark tan. My face was like
Yeah.
like a fake tan, but it made my eyes pop like to such a ridiculous extreme that people were just like, "Whoa!" when they'd see me because it was the blue, and then the black, and it was just like, "What the fuck?" But yeah, like my nose bubbled and like I was peeling skin off it like that, and it just fucking was just. I could feel heat this far off my face from it.
You know the funny thing about working on the pier too?
Insane.
The wind burn you get.
Yeah.
Because you're in an open fucking lot.
And if
So when it's windy out and it's cold,
and a good gust hits you and it's just across your cheek and you're like, ah.
wind attack.
That's what happens when you work on
Or,
the water.
or when the sand kicks up and then just blasts you in the face and you're like, where did that come from?
Working at nice things.
Oh, I love that job.
It's so easy.
Joey was pretty funny the other day
Right?
because he kept trying to give us soda. And we're like, "Joey, it's like 90 out with 100 degrees humidity or 100% humidity. We should not be drinking soda.
It's like drink
We
Pedialyte.
should be drinking water and like eating like energy bars or something." He was like, "There's 3 things you never pass up: free drink, free weed," and we're all like, "And he's like, pussy," and we're like, "Yeah, Joe!" And he's like, "I never turn down pussy," and he just like started. He's like this 80-year-old black guy who's like obese and like always stoned. He's the funniest, coolest dude in the world. And he knew too. When he paused, he like leaned back, so we all leaned in. You know, like it was perfect.
So mad at Jake the other day when he's like, I was joking about the raise. He's like, you need to work to get a raise. And I'm like, I can't work once a week.
Yeah, Jake's actually been pretty good. Bob sat him down and was like, "I'm gonna fire you if you don't stop fucking around." And he stopped fucking around
For now.
for now until he gets comfy again.
Yeah.
You know who is fucking around?
Who?
Jada Pinkett Smith.
Yeah, well, Will gave her the go ahead, and
Yeah, but no, he found out about it and
And-
then gave her the go ahead.
so he's
All I gotta say is, my Fresh Prince wouldn't be doing that.
no.
I watched an episode today where he was, Will Smith was joking with Jazz about like music and or watching movies and everything. He's like, I won't let my woman make me watch this stuff. Then Jazz goes away. He's like, oh, we're gonna watch these chick flicks. I forget the names of them. And she's like, did you get the movies? He's like, yeah, I got this, this, and this. And I'm like, damn, man, that relates to you right now horribly.
It's just, it's like, dude, if your girlfriend is like, hey, I'm gonna go fuck this other guy.
Did you look at the guy too?
But it's like,
he's a fucking clown.
in my mind, I go, oh, you're not my girlfriend. Okay.
Yeah.
That's even more reason to
You
hate
know?
Jada Pinkett Smith.
Oh, that and her fucking shitty metal career she tried to
She had a
have.
metal career?
Yeah,
For like a couple months.
yeah, and she would like buy out stadiums and then claim they were sold out.
Dude, she was the worst thing about Gotham. That show got really good, but every time she was on the screen, it was bad.
I watched like 5 seconds of Gotham. And
No, it got really.
No,
They
Gotham
went
was
from,
just
like-
trash.
No,
Yeah.
they went from, let's try to make this a police procedural.
which it should have been.
To make it nonsense and hilarity.
But
Yeah,
that's-
they also fucking took a dump on all of the canonical backstory of all the characters.
That's fine. Because if it's a...
It's an alternate universe.
you have to understand, in the DC
multiverse,
universe,
bro.
you're allowed to do that. As long as you claim, oh, this is Earth 17. Here, Superman does crack.
Oh, dude, imagine a crack out Superman.
You never
That'd
saw
be
Superman from Earth 3.
Great.
Kryptonite is his cocaine.
Really?
So when he shows up to Earth 1 and Luthor's like, ah, with kryptonite, he grabs it, powders it, goes, and then beats the shit out of Luthor and then keeps the moon in place and fucks our tides up.
Now, speaking
What
of
was it
DC,
called? Wicked
You know how-
Wisdom.
you know how Batman has like lead in his cowl and everything to like block out the
Jesus
transmissions
fucking
and stuff?
Christ. You have still
No,
more...
I just want to.
Why are you so obsessed with this shit?
I just want to honestly know what would that do to you if you had.
Nothing. If you're not ingesting it, it doesn't bother you.
Yeah, but he's breathing it in all the time.
Oh yeah, because
If he's shaving it off, yeah.
He gets punched in the face.
Yep, and then you know
You
what?
understand that's not how like lead works, right?
You do know the second you come into contact with lead, you instantly have lead poisoning, right?
Really?
No!
I
Christ!
definitely believed you for a split second.
Yeah, he did.
That's why paint shavings is such a thing.
That's way different.
That's why I had lead poisoning, because my landlord was a terrible fucking landlord. He was like, yeah, I painted all over all the lead paint with actual paint.
And
No, you didn't.
And you ate it?
You didn't
Yep.
fucking paint.
Well, I mean, don't you think some of the responsibilities on you at that point?
I mean, when I'm 2, probably
You saw
not.
paint. I did.
Yeah, but were you
I
like
drank
in walls?
fucking-
Yeah, so shut the fuck
I had poison control called on me like once a week when I was a kid because I was just eating and drinking.
Now, is that your fault or your parents' fault?
No, that's my fault because I figured out how to bust into the fucking cabinet by just yanking on it hard enough.
See, I'm very lucky. Riley always knew not to drink the chemical stuff. Her problem was, actually no. Once she tried to suck on the end of a bleach spray bottle. You know those
Jesus
little
Christ.
Clorox
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
That was.
Why didn't you put those in the cabinet above where the daughter could reach them?
Because you put them
They
under
work.
the sink. That's where everything goes.
No, they were. She climbed.
I used to climb too. You pull the drawers out and climb on your knees
No.
and you're on top.
Yeah, she's fucking. You know my daughter, maniac.
Hey, she's
We
safe.
did just interact with her for like an hour, and it was a
Oh,
whirlwind
I
of
actively
emotions.
avoided it, and she was still like,
She still doesn't believe me.
There was moments of screaming, there was moments of crying, there was moments of laughter. She hit me a couple times. It's fucking
she almost got
bananas.
Chad kicked the shit
She
out
was
of.
trying to make me eat a carrot made out of felt, and when I was like, I can't, she was like, you eat it! And she kept yelling at me to eat it. And I was like, I can't. And then she screamed and cried and ran upstairs.
Dude,
And I was
at daycare, they tell me that she's the little leader of the whole
oh,
thing.
no
Dude,
doubt.
yeah, she's a cult. She's a cult. Your daughter's
She's
gonna be a cult leader.
She imposes her will over people.
Drink the flavor.
I'm glad she does that though, because it kind of reminds me of me as a kid. I'm like, she's on a good path.
I'm never gonna get rid of
If
her.
she can keep the self-confidence, she'll be golden.
It'll all change when she hits 13.
Yeah, that's what happens.
If she can survive middle school, she'll be fine.
Yeah, I got bullied a fuck ton in middle school.
Yep.
And that's what fucked me over. If I hadn't gotten bullied, I'd be president of the United States.
That's what brought me
Yeah.
out the anger issues, and I
That's
still have them.
drinking.
Being called
It's
fat
okay.
a lot really dampened your self-esteem.
Yeah, but that's a choice, fatty. You could
It's not a choice.
Fat, fat, fat. Remember this? You know what sucks is being the shortest kid in your school.
You know what sucks? Being the tallest kid in school and just never growing after that.
Yeah,
being
yeah.
the shortest.
But imagine being like 4'11" while everyone's like 5'6", 5'7", and you're just like, I guess I'm a midget.
in like 5th, 6th
Fuck.
grade, I was like 5'4", 5'5", and I'm 5'6" now.
I weighed 30 pounds in middle school. And people
Not
were
your fault. Eat more.
I ate nonstop. Metabolic disorder, my dude. But it's slowly dying. Gaining weight.
Killing that liver one
Doing
drink at
it.
a time.
Sure, it looks like I got roid gut, but I never took steroids. I don't care.
I like how you like moved back and it all went back again. Like you have to force that
To
out.
be fair, since you started working, it's gone down.
Yeah.
When you were off work because of the coronavirus, that was bad.
Well, my drinking was up, my eating was up, everything was up. I would wake up at like 5 in the afternoon and just be like, I'll drink a couple of beers and go back to bed.
But yesterday, it was like 3 o'clock. I opened up a beer. And I was like getting ready to cook dinner. And Pat's like, what are you doing? It's only 3. And I'm like, shit. I guess I gotta finish that.
Yeah, no, that's when you look at her. It's like you crack a second one. You're like, that one's for 5.
Yeah. I woke up at like noon the other day and I was like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And then my cooler was like, drink me. And I was like, okay.
You're like, oh, the hangover's still kicking. Let's go.
I drank one in the shower. I drank one while making breakfast. I drank one.
Shower beer. Ever had a shower beer?
It's
No.
such a good, because it's
awesome.
ice cold and then warm water and it's like you drink it
You ever
faster.
had a poop beer?
No.
Yeah. Well, my poop beers are, if I'm drinking and I have to poop, I bring my beer.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going
It's not like I'm like, I gotta poop.
You know? No.
In one end, out the other.
Makes it flow up.
Piss beers are weird because you're pounding and pissing and it's just like in one and out
That's
the
like
other.
a bar. You have like the pint of beer, and it's just like you don't.
You're not
wanna
going to
put
leave it at the table because our friends are assholes.
and you don't want to put it down on like the urinal has like the spot, but I always feel like something's gonna like rip in it.
Dude,
So I like put that real fast, unzip.
you ever been to the Fastnet in
Yeah, it's
Newport?
awful.
No, the Fastnet's amazing.
Was that the one where you have the upstairs, but then you have to go downstairs to go to the bathrooms?
No. Fastnet's off Broadway across from PJ's.
Which one's the one that has like the bathrooms downstairs? 'Cause
I
me
don't
and
know.
Liberia and Nick got kicked out of there, and me and Nick went down to the downstairs bathroom,
Oh.
just ripped the dividers off and everything.
Was it like the fancier one?
No.
So, anyway, Fastnet is cool because
That's it's all one floor, and then they have the cool patio, right?
with the foosball,
Yeah.
ping pong and all
That
that.
place is awesome.
You ever go in the bathroom there? It's the two
Probably,
urinals
yes.
and the toilet.
Yeah. I
So
don't
when-
remember what the bathroom looks like.
Well, it's because I had a traumatic experience. So I was taking a piss.
It was rigged.
No, I wear all black, right? So,
Didn't see him.
Yep. and some guy runs in, throws his pants down, and just starts just tearing that toilet apart. And I was like, and then he goes, "Oh," and I was like, "Yeah."
So yeah, I'm in here.
And he
with
was
you,
like,
bud.
he was like, "There should really be a divider," and I was like, "Yeah, there should really be a divider." And he was like, "Well," and I was like, "Listen, man, not your fault. When you gotta go, you gotta go." And he was like, "Sorry, dude." And then washed my hands and walked out. And he was like, "Can you lock the door before you leave?" And I was like, "Yeah, I got you, dude." And I
It's
locked
like, yeah, I don't want this to happen to
That's
anyone
how
else.
hard it is for bars to have no stalls, just like the toilet and the urinal, nothing blocked
Yeah.
off. I feel like every bar should have at least like one stall.
Did I tell the story about AS220 with the Coke dealer doing Coke in the bathroom when I had to take a shit super bad?
Probably not.
So I basically told the story. So AS220, I'm at a show, and I ate shrimp scampi before I went to the show.
Bad
Retarded,
idea.
because whiskey and scampi don't mix. So
Shrimp
Whiskey
scampi-
and white wine.
Shrimp scampi's one of those things where you plan your night to stay home.
I wasn't planning on going out.
Unless you're getting it from a good place, in which case you're fine.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on going out, but then I got a phone call like, "Hey, I'm almost in your driveway. We're going to Providence." And I was like, "All right." So I'm standing in, and some guy's in the bathroom, or one dude. How did it go? Yeah, I saw one set of feet in the stall, and I was like, "All right, whatever." Guy's taking a shit. Then I noticed there's a second one that was kind of like standing like so that it was blocking it, and I was like, "Yo, dude's fucking." And I was like, "Whatever, let them, blow each other. I'm not gonna interrupt love." And then
I'm not coming from the one dude who's like, fuck everybody. I'm not gonna interrupt love.
hey man, if you find love in a bathroom stall, you you earned it. And everything that comes with it. You know what I mean? Like, you deserve it.
Chlamydia included.
You get it all, my dude. You get your rocks off and your balls melted. But, so I'm like, all right, they're fucking. This is fine. Then I hear, and then like grinding and like, Coke sounds. And I'm like, they're just doing Coke in there? So like I pound on the door and they're like, a minute. And then another guy walks in and he's like, what's up? What's up with the stalls? And I was like, nothing's wrong with the urinals, my dude. I'm trying to take a shit. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah, there's Coke heads in there. And he was like, watch this. So he just goes over and he kicks the door, and it doesn't give, and he's like, one more kick, or get the fuck out of there. And then the Coke heads run out, and I was like, what? And he was like, that always works. And I was like, what happens if it doesn't? And he was like, I don't know, I just give up. And I was
It's like you go to the women's room.
I was like, all right, rad, But he just fucking like, God, get the fuck out. And they just ran. And it was a dude my size. So it was like, I hope you weren't expecting me to help you fight these people if it went south.
It's like,
If there's a
came
guy
out-
your size doing that, he's probably just all muscle.
Yeah, probably like a Conor McGregor.
You know the
or
best thing
something.
about that is, I used to get, I was friends with like Tim and stuff. They were gay. They used to drag us to the Mirror Bar and stuff.
If
You ever been to Mirror Bar?
I
No.
refuse.
Nicole never drag you there.
Dude, I don't go to bars, period.
Mirror Bar's fun.
I go to like
but
3.
The amount of times you go in the bathroom, people will be doing coke.
Yeah, well, that's a gay bar, dude.
Yeah. And you always go up and be like, God damn it.
Look, they're either doing blow or they're blowing.
Yeah. My thing with going to the Mirror Bar is,
Blow or blow.
yeah,
That's the joke.
I'm scared to go to the Mirror Bar because I know what I look like, and I know the vibes I give,
No.
and I'm just gonna
Raging homosexual.
Yeah, and all these guys are gonna be like, "Sup, sailor," and I'm gonna be like, "Straight, sorry," and then they're gonna be like,
They'd be like,
His
"What,
brother
really?"
Andrew, the first minute we were walking up the stairs to go in, he gets his ass grabbed twice.
"Yeah, me and my brother are really attractive."
No,
Yes,
no offense. No,
Yes.
You're not my type.
I know I'm not your type.
Thank
but
God.
I'm probably your girlfriend's type. I'm just throwing that out there.
One punch.
No, I'm
You know-
saving it for a good point.
You know what sucks though is like how many of my friends' girlfriends have pulled me aside and been like, "I would fuck you if I wasn't with them." Every single one.
Note to self: never.
Yes,
my girlfriend.
which is fine. That's what I tell people. I'm like, "Yo, I don't want to be your girlfriend."
Until we get married, in which case you have to get invited to the wedding because we're doing a podcast.
I did.
I watched Brad hit on chicks. It's fucking funny. Because at first he'll do like the, "So what are you into?" You know, kind of like awkwardness.
God.
And then out of nowhere he just snaps and he's like, "So you fucking?" And then it works. And it's like,
So it's like, did I hear the penny
Yeah.
drop, or-
You're so cute.
and it's like, damn it, dude.
Where if we did it, the big, you're creepy.
No, it'd be like, yeah, 911. I got a pedophile in there, man.
The way I hit on chicks is I wait for them to talk to someone I can make fun of. And then I inject myself into the conversation, shit on that person, and then go, "So what's up with you?" You know? And then steal
See,
her away. I'm
The
such
way
a
I used to
scumbag
hit on
about
chicks
it.
is just get drunk, be super
On chicks?
weird. Chicks.
Yeah, he would go
Girls.
over, "Ooh, Ranch, you looking good tonight."
No,
I'm feeling you, nacho cheese.
I would just every
Are
time I
those
would try to hit on a
ridges,
girl,
baby?
I would get drunk because I'd be like super shy, and then I would just seem like a super creepy guy because I would just be like wasted, be like focusing so much.
Okay, so since we're talking about like dating and sex, how do you get? Because like I don't know, man. It seems like it'd be a really weird conversation the first time.
Patty, I was lucky.
Well, she already in the
Wait,
room.
no, I hate you. No,
You can't
Patty
make
already,
this shit up.
Patty already knew who I was. That's why she decided to date me. She knew what she was getting herself
She knew
into.
how fucked up you were.
So I didn't need to flirt or do anything. She knew me.
Watch, measure yourself. Measure what you're about to put out of your body.
Okay, so there's
No, you can't say that, and you can't
And
say
I can't
that.
give you the wrestling slap
Yeah.
in the chest. That was so painful. I don't know how to
it
do
doesn't
that.
hurt at all. Because you
Ow.
pull away right as you make contact.
No, you
Watch
have
something.
to fall.
No, the dickheads fucking do it straight up.
What's his name?
Didn't
Go watch Rooster Teeth in their extra life stream. They had a pro wrestler on. The dude
So
fucking.
we had a pro
Yeah,
wrestler.
but we're not like
I know.
not an actual pro wrestler.
Hey, man.
Was he on
What's his name?
WWE?
What was his name?
Can't fucking remember.
Tom.
Tom Sinclair. Yeah, he was great. I watched a couple of his matches. Sorry, Tom. I forget names.
I've never met you, so
No, I do. I just forget names.
And our belt's almost done.
How often do I go? You know, the guy. I don't know
We were
names.
just
when you can
so
finally lose it,
Yeah.
dude, you're not gonna have that belt.
Dude, I am surprised. I came in today expecting you to whoop my ass at DBZ
Nah.
because you were like,
Yeah, before you came, I'm like, Chris was just gonna destroy us.
because you were like, yo, I love Ultra Instinct, and I touched Ultra Instinct for a second, and I was like, yo, fuck that guy. And I was expecting you to come in and just run house, and I was surprised that it was pretty even.
Yeah,
Every
but
fight was even.
it'll never get to that point where like I will run train on people because I like to be able to like keep matching up.
And screw you guys. I play like once in a blue moon. And
Chad.
I kind of keep up
Chad.
with you guys.
Chad, you're
I panic.
so
Get
stop.
over it.
It's a video game.
You're not doing coke.
You're not actually beating the
Maybe if I
shit.
did coke, I would do better.
You
Yeah.
definitely wouldn't.
Actually, there was days when I would fucking take Adderall and just like sit down with Call of Duty and be like 34-0, 34-0, 34-0, just lasering people nonstop. Because Adderall is just cocaine with a doctor prescription.
Dude, like once a day, once a week, just sit down and play an hour of the game. You'll be surprised how much better you get. Yeah. Play the story.
Well, if we keep going these weeks, I don't have to work at the fucking pier. I only work 4 days a week.
Yeah, I'm working 1 day this week. It's fucking bananas. I think it's because of the weather, right? Isn't there a bunch of storms coming up?
There was a tropical storm that was supposed to hit us that like narrowly missed us.
I was working that day.
It was a depression.
Dude, I was working that day.
Dude, I was so sad it didn't rain that day. I was so hot.
It was so brutal.
Yeah.
And the whole day we're just looking and there's just like death all around the pier and we're like, just a little bit of rain.
It rained for like a minute.
Didn't rain at all near me.
Where I was, it rained for like a minute, but it wasn't cool rain. It was like just like
the hot rain.
Yeah, like the weird mist.
We were checking the weather and it was like 80 degrees, 70% humidity, 90 degrees, 90% humidity, and we're like, well, eventually it's going to get to 100 and rain, and then it got to 99, never rained. It was like 93. We had the heat coming up off the pavement, the fucking humidity pressing down on it. Like my hair turned like it looked like I got out of the shower. I was dripping sweat.
That was the day I had to work in Providence.
Yeah, you were in Providence. We were in T5 up in the corner, away from the water, away from the trees, no shade. It was brutal.
Yeah,
that's why I'm never gonna do that job.
And then Danny didn't bring water.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank God you bring your extra.
Thank God I bring a gallon of extra water, because that kid went through the gallon before lunch, and I had to refill it and then give him another gallon. That's how fucking brutal, yeah.
Dumb asshole.
He's a good kid.
He's funny.
I like Danny. You didn't, and he'll never listen to this, but you didn't really take a shine to him right off the bat.
No, he reminded me too much of my cousin.
The shitty chicken cousin.
Rondio cousin.
Chicken.
Oh, yeah.
No, he reminded me too much of my cousin at first, so I was like, it was like a trigger for me.
Is that Roncios open still?
Not with them. New owner.
Dude, that's awesome.
That's good. I love the Ronzios and EG.
No, but you know what's best about that? I told him,
super
you're
nice.
going to close down. You're going to sell this. It's not going to work. What happened?
Yeah, I was trying to explain to my dad. He was like, what's Chad doing? And I was like, well, Chad kind of was like about to run this pizza place, and then these people really fucked it up for him. And my dad laughed and like, haha, typical Chad. And I was like, no, they thought chicken would last 2 weeks in the fridge. And my dad was like, oh God, holy shit.
They did it in like 4 days. What's the longest you would keep chicken in the fridge?
In the fridge, 3. I would freeze it, maybe keep it for a week. But if I'm
going
to
be
freeze
it, you can get like 6 weeks.
What they say is
maybe, but I would
keep it in the fridge 4 days, but you have to use it on the 4th day.
No,
3 days.
3 days and you throw it out on the 4th.
No, it's with the health inspector.
Well, the health inspector's wrong.
No, the health inspector does like they want businesses that are C or D to pass, kind of thing.
And you know what the owner told me?
They shouldn't.
Nobody's gotten sick yet, and I'm like, yet.
Yeah, nobody's told you they've gotten sick yet.
The burger was decent.
Those questionnaires.
I ate it, and it was fresh meat.
Those questionnaires. Who fills out a questionnaire?
Old
People who like the restaurant they're at. No one's gonna fill a questionnaire out about a restaurant they hate unless they had a truly traumatic experience. But if it's just like the food sucked, I'm not gonna fill this question. I'm never coming back. It doesn't matter if I fill the questionnaire out.
So it's like a Friday night we make $400.
Oof.
The whole day.
That's also because you're not doing any kind of promotion or like.
You know what
putting out
Ramsey would
anything.
They got billboards and everything. They were trying.
You know what Ramsey would say? Fuck off, and then he'd call you a donkey.
You fucking buttered biscuit.
He'd put 2 pieces of bread in Kent's head. What are you?
You're an idiot sandwich. I love that episode. That was bad though. Like, and then like anytime we would make chicken, instead of like
chicken's the one you can't fuck around. Like chicken and seafood, you can't.
No, but
fuck
the thing
around
is, we would like cut the chicken. Instead of just going and washing it immediately, he would make a spray disinfectant on it.
Well, hold on, we're gonna scroll back.
bizarre.
Why would you wash chicken?
No, the cutting boards and stuff.
Okay, that's fine.
No, he would make us like
I get
spray
chicken,
the.
just
before you cut it, maybe.
just to get like the dust or whatever.
we would cut.
You know what I mean? Like whatever's on.
We would cut the chicken.
Don't try to
We would
shush
cut
me.
the chicken. He'd make us spray the whole thing with disinfectant. Let it sit there for like 10 minutes, then go wash it. Instead of just washing it immediately, because he didn't think if you wash it immediately, it would clean it.
You could tell he wasn't like actual,
Smart.
or like handled food at all.
And like he was super crazy about all that stuff, but I'm like, dude, you keep a chicken for 2 weeks.
Did I ever tell you about the guy who used to break up boxes at the country club that I worked at?
Remember they used to yell at us for doing that? Todd would always be like, don't be punching the boxes and stuff. Or every time I break a box, I'd be like, Tah!
Well, this guy fell down the stairs in the basement and died, and we didn't know for a week because he was buried. Because we would just throw the boxes down there.
That's
Oh,
brutal.
well.
as
Yeah.
Fuck.
His fingernails were like this long, and he smelled like shit all the time. And he was always I was just like, all right,
Mine's
brother,
named John.
you go break your boxes up. And then he fell down the stairs and died, and we buried him.
What happened to John? You still talk to him?
Oh, hey, were you guys friends with mentally handicapped kids in high school?
It wasn't friends with them.
Jesus Christ.
I was.
Topic. I have to pee. That's because you were in the glasses.
Of course you
Yeah.
did, little
One
baby.
of my best friends in high school was this kid Andrew Zapata. We called him Z-Man. He was awesome.
Remember Pablo?
I thought you were gonna make like
Is he
shitty.
the one that used all the jocks used to make up and like grab the girls' boobs and butts and stuff?
No, it wasn't Pablo. Well, no, Pablo was your grades. We had one in my grade that was the same kind of thing where the jocks took advantage of him.
How?
I told you it's a shitty door, and it's gonna keep breaking until you get a real one. Chad just has
Yeah,
like
and he thinks that's fucking funny.
Chad has like a cardboard flap over his bathroom with holes right at dick level. It's super weird. Like from this, I can see Chad's dick, and I don't want to see it, but that's where he carved the holes.
I'm sorry you're looking.
Damn it! I was hoping you would build off it. Yeah. Anyway, this
Dude,
kid,
there's no building. My brain is shot
yeah,
right
there's
now.
this kid Z-Man, and he was the shit, dude. Like he would try to say cheat, but he would say sheet, like shit, and then everyone would make fun of him, and then I would be like, hey, fuck you, you know, he's trying to say cheat or whatever, because kids would cheat off him because he was the smartest kid in the
Yeah.
class. Like we were in remedial math with kids who were able-minded and bodied, and they were cheating off the mentally handicapped kid. Yeah, think about that, MK school system. But then there was this other kid, Derek de Blasio, and he was like one that got taken by the jocks because he was like, he tried out for the football team, but you know, you can't cut him, so you give him a random job in a uniform, and he thought he was part of the football team.
Sean?
Derek de Blasio. Anyway, so he was such a piece of shit. He would like grab girls' asses and be like, ooh, and he's mentally retarded, so you're not gonna fucking slap him. And he would like bully kids. He would go up to like losers, like nerds and stuff, and just like slap their books out of their hands. And it's just like, no one can kick your ass. But anyway, one time I was eating lunch and he came up behind me, and you know how when you pull a girl's hair, you grab at the root, not like here.
Sure.
He grabbed like here and fucking yanked on the back of my head, and I got up to like fight because I was like, who the fuck is this? And it was Derek, and he was like, who? You have hair like a girl. And I was so angry. I looked him in the eye and went, you're retarded. And he got like, and then everyone in the room was like, and I was like, you saw what he did though? And they're like, you can't say that. And I was like, no, fuck that retard, you know? He's such an asshole. And then Z-Man was like, yeah, fuck him. And I was like, Z-Man's on my side. Fuck yeah, you know? Like,
That kid was hilarious though, Z-Man.
he was the best. He was so cool. He's a Special Olympic gold medalist in Brazil for powerlifting. If you saw he was shorter than Chad, heavier than Chad. Goes to Brazil.
Glasses, right?
Glasses. Had a problem with his nose where he couldn't breathe through his nose, so he had to get surgery. And he came into school fucked up on oxys. And he came up to me and he was like, Chris, I'm really high right now. And I was like, Z-Man, listen, just drink some water, chill. And he's like, no, I think I'm gonna go home. And I was like, Z-Man, no, just chill, bro, just chill. And he was like, oh, and he like sat down. And I had to be like, help, you know, and like,
It's like, I need help with the drug addict.
yeah, I was like, help me. And then like he came back like 2 days later and he was like, Grease, thank you so much. And I was like, Z-Man, you're the best, dude.
No, he
High five.
actually was like a funny.
He was like, if he wasn't mentally handicapped, he would have been like a CEO or something. Like he was sharp. He was sharp.
I like how
Probably
you can
gonna
make the
be stand-up.
distinction.
He could have been a stand-up. He was
Yeah.
his April Fool's joke. He pretended to have a heart attack. He just pretended to have a heart attack in the middle of the hallway, clutches his chest and falls over and goes non-responsive.
What year was that? Because I think I remember seeing the.
It was
principal
like
walk
my
him to the
freshman
office.
year, my sophomore year, so like
Yeah.
your senior
I
year.
remember like the principals like walking him to the office. And
No, they put him in the ambulance. And as they were putting him in the ambulance, that's when he goes, April Fools! And then everyone's like, what the fuck, Z? And I'm like, yeah! In the back, like,
All I know is he's
Legend!
caused
Go on,
trouble.
motherfucker.
It's
legend!
hilarious.
But he was great. He wasn't a dick about it. So that's what I'm saying. I guess my larger point is, like, did you ever interact with that mentally handicapped kid who you wanted to punch in the face, but you couldn't?
No.
I had one try to rape me. Straight up. I was in the bathroom and it was this 6'10" kid called Jimmy. And he weighed like 300 pounds and he talked like this. Do you remember Jimmy? He always wore overalls and he was like super effeminate. And I was in the hallway and I was like, what's up, Jimmy? And because in 8th grade we did like a sleepover camp out, and Jimmy like waded into a swamp and he was like, help! And I was the only one that was like, okay, and like ran into the swamp and got him, and he was like, you saved me, Chris. And everyone was like, oh, you're such a good guy, Chris. And I was like, well, Why was I the only one?
In the
You
back of your
know?
head, you're just like,
I'm human.
Yeah, like, oh, apparently I know to help people who are less off than me. But anyway, so like ever since then, he would always call me his hero and Chris, and we'd always go for high fives. Then one day he goes, Chris, my hero. And I'm like, what's up, Jimmy? Boom. Then he goes, Ksh, and pulls me into his chest and starts grabbing me, like ass and like chest. And I'm like, yo! And I had to shove him off me and be like, no! Fucking no, Jimmy! And then he cried and ran away. But then I heard a story about how some kid that was friends with my brother got him to jerk him off in the bathroom as a joke. Yeah. High school.
which brother?
My older one. My older brother.
The one who's on the show.
He doesn't hang out with that kid. It was just like they knew each other, and then he was like, hey, check this out. My brother walked into the bathroom and was like, whoa, and just like walked the fuck out kind of thing. But yeah, Jimmy tried to rape me.
I went to Walmart the other day, and there's this got Down syndrome people.
They're the nicest.
Awesome.
They're so
They're
nice.
so nice. But he was walking with his like.
I got so afraid of what the fuck both of you were gonna say for a second.
Keep in
I was
mind,
like,
You're not
Chris,
shitty people.
Chris, I was going to school to become a special education teacher.
I'm not gonna look at you for this
If
one. I need to
people, no, if people can't help how they are.
Yeah, it's not their fault, man.
It's not their fault. We're not gonna be
But
shitty.
like-
It's when people can help how they feel and
it's
think.
like when you
That's
see,
when we will shit on
when you
them.
see the guy breaking into the store, you're like, you chose to break into that store. But when you see the mentally handicapped person having a breakdown, it's like they didn't mean, like, it's not their
but
fault.
This kid, he was with his either brother or something because they seem pretty close. The brother was carrying a fishing pole on his shoulder, and he swung it around. And the kid went, woof, and he looked at me, and I'm like, holy crap. Because he was
Like,
laughing.
perfect
I'm like, that
timing.
was close. And he goes, oh, what a dummy.
Because, you know, his brain for a split second was just like, Ultra Instinct.
No, my mom used to be a social worker, so I used to work with all the little kids with Down syndrome and everything.
Yeah.
And they were adorable.
I interned for summers with mentally handicapped kids, like, because they go for 225 days. We only go for 180.
It was so sad too, because one of them would just constantly just beat himself in the dick.
Yeah, and it's like, you can't.
Like he would have like it's like a mild panic attack where if something
Yeah,
would happen, he would just. Ugh.
Well, I told you guys when I had to fight, what's his name? Tommy Rosenfield is the older brother. I always forget the name of the younger brother. But like we had to do like the applied pressure to his head, and he fucking threw me against the wall and shit like that. It was intense. Then we played that elephant game where you collect the butterflies, and he was super into it. And he beat me, and I was trying, like legit. He beat me. I went to go catch the last blue one, and he was like, peace, and caught it. And I was like, hey.
He's like, not gonna fight this battle.
Right?
We'll change topics. We're gonna go into a fun little game right now.
Listen.
Chad fun or us fun? Because there's a different.
I just
Chad fun,
I
other
just
Chris
wanna
fun,
say-
and my fun.
I just want to say, as a final note on that, I fucking love the mentally they are the happiest, nicest, most charitable people if they grow up in the right environment.
Yeah,
They're the best.
My mom worked with a lot of parents that would just like they would shoo them in a corner
And then-
fucking yell at them.
Yeah, and then you wind
Then
up.
like when you would be nice to them, they wouldn't know if you were being nice. to
Mean
them
or
and
not.
everything, Yeah.
But the one that, like, this kid Sky, who was obsessed with the Beatles, he thought he saw them live, but he saw a Beatles tribute thing, and like no one wanted to shatter that for him. But he was like, me and him would just sit down and we would just talk about the Beatles nonstop. Like, it was the coolest. I'd never met someone that liked the Beatles as much as me, and I was like, in a different life we could have been brothers, you know, like fist bump and all that. He was cool as shit. I think he plays guitar. I got him to want to play guitar. I don't know if he plays it anymore. But I was like, you tell your mom that you want to play guitar. Trust me, it'll work out. If you're that into the Beatles, trust me, bro. You'll be a great guitarist.
Play Yellow Submarine.
Right? Just figure it out. Just play Beatles songs and you'll be able to play anything.
What is the lady's name? Ghislaine.
Giseline, some
Jesus.
We're gonna play a game. Who do you think she's gonna
flip on
grab at?
first. Alright, personally, I want the Clinton regime to end. So I would hope it would be the Clintons. My next choice would be Soros. That'd be really cool to point out Soros' misdeeds.
Is
and
that-
then George Soros is a billionaire Jewish philanthropist who made his money off Nazi collaboration.
Oh.
No one talks about it. It's real. He said it in an interview. He said it to, who's the white-haired guy from CNN?
Anderson Cooper.
Yeah.
Anderson Cooper. Yeah, he said it in a Cooper interview. So,
The only
like,
person from CNN I like, by the way.
Cooper's okay. I go back
The
and
rest of
forth.
them are
The rest of
trash.
them are fucking just whatever you pay me, I'll say.
Yeah.
Cooper flip-flops. You can tell when Cooper wants to buy a new jacuzzi, you know, because he starts going really hard rhetoric, but then he'll go back to presenting news. And then my third would be the Koch brothers.
Who are they?
They are some of
The
the
Koch brothers, like the movie.
K-O-C.
Okay, no. I know.
It's Coke. It's spelled, or no, it's
Kosh?
no, it's Coke. It's spelled Kosh or Coke or Cock, but it's Coke.
Okay.
They're two billionaire brothers in Rhode Island that have a lot of political sway. Or not in Rhode Island, in America, that have a lot of political sway. Like a lot of they're the ones that remember when they found those child bones in Arizona on that cement facility? They're the ones that paid for the team to just demolish it all and they go, oops, we didn't know this was an active crime scene.
Ugh.
Yeah. So I want one of those three to get fucking nabbed.
What about you, Chris?
All of the American political system.
So everyone.
Yeah. Do you have any specific names?
No, just anybody in the fucking American political system. The only person I believe,
Everyone.
the only person I genuinely believe that, like, more than likely, I can't say that because there's nobody there that I would genuinely believe would more than likely not be pulled aside for any of that shit.
Bernie.
No, Bernie's definitely in their pocket.
Bernie's never touched a child's penis. Or
Why did Bernie lay down like a dog after the first time?
Because he made all his money in the donations and was like, I'm not going to win, I'm out. So I can keep all
Okay,
this money.
what about the second time?
Same thing.
And the third?
Wait, what?
He's gonna do it a third time.
The big thing is that I just hope.
Bernie's also a socialist, so he can go fuck himself.
I don't give a fuck about the socialism aspect. What I give a fuck about is the fact if you can
couldn't be friends. You do know that.
you can genuinely take a little bit of fucking money from the defense budget, which is going towards next to nothing at this fucking point, and just put it into health insurance for like the United States.
You say that, but dude, how well? Like, we all know the DMV is perfect, right?
Huh?
Like the DMV, it's run by the government. It's perfect.
No, it's not.
Oh shit!
Hold that topic for when we're done.
But
talking.
Should we
same
give
thing
him
with the military?
Should we give him control of healthcare?
Should we give him control of all the weapons?
No,
There you
that's
have it.
why the Second Amendment exists.
You guys are ruining my fun topic.
All I'm saying
Do
is
you have any celebs?
that are gonna get canceled. Probably Ron Perlman. He's already got photos of him at Pedo
I
Island.
love Ron Perlman.
Tom Hanks, I think, is on the chopping block
No. Tom Hanks. Why?
because there's some evidence.
Like what?
Like some evidence, witness testimony,
Stone Cold
stuff
Steve
like
Austin.
That. I
No,
would
Stone
be
Cold-
so mad.
Stone Cold.
He
would
definitely
never-
has.
No,
No,
Stone,
he hasn't.
Stone Cold would be the guy that would go to Pedo Island and beat everyone up.
Yeah.
I
And then
don't-
beat off to it.
No, Stone Cold doesn't put up with that bullshit, alright?
You want to believe that?
If you want more reasons, just
No, I genuinely can't.
feel free.
Huh?
I wouldn't be surprised if it was like the weirder celebrity, like Jared Leto. If Jared Leto came out,
Leto, definitely.
I'd be like, I believe that. Well, we all know Brad Pitt. He's never dated a girl over 25, and he's in his 50s. And there's lots of photos where he's talking to little
What
girls.
is it,
He's-
Brad Pitt or is the...
Brad Pitt's, isn't he dating the girl from Arrested Development?
Yeah.
Cousin? That's so
Dude,
weird.
she looks like she's 70.
Yeah.
Well, that's because she smokes weed and doesn't take care of herself.
I don't think she ever took care of herself to begin with.
Yeah, which was fine.
But she has to have a great personality.
Or you're Brad Pitt and you're like,
I have money.
I can fuck
Maybe
with
she
him.
has something on him.
Like pedophilia.
Yeah. Put Brad Pitt down. I hope not. I love Brad Pitt.
Yeah, they also love Tom Cruise, but Tom Cruise is also in the pocket of fucking
yeah,
Scientology.
I am
so
putting
he's-
Tom. I
he's
am putting
guaranteed
Tom
on
Cruise
there.
on my side.
I would be. I wouldn't be. I don't want it to be, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was Tom Cruise. John Travolta.
Dude, his wife just died.
Yeah, but he was getting fucking jerked off in massage parlors by young boys. So.
But again, his
I-
wife just
I
died.
honestly
so-
think John Travolta's Kevin Spacey type situation.
Probably.
Oh yeah, John Travolta definitely was given a wife by Scientology, and he was like, "But I can still fuck guys, right?" And they were like, "Yeah, sure."
Now, do you think Will Smith's the innocent of Scientology?
No.
Is Will Smith a Scientologist? Oh,
Yes.
fuck.
I know.
How do you think he got all his money and then made all those bad movies?
iRobot wasn't terrible.
I like that. Robot.
It wasn't good. It wasn't the
I
worst.
liked iRobot. I liked it.
You mean you liked the movie that he made with his son that made no fucking
I don't
sense?
like.
Exactly.
I actually don't like any of Will Smith. I don't even like Fresh Prince.
I was watching Fresh Prince today.
I never watched Fresh Prince, so I don't have any.
Fresh Prince
dog
is
in that
great,
game.
dude.
There's a few episodes where I'm like, Uncle Phil centered episodes are the best.
Yeah.
Episodes where it focuses on Carlton or Will or whatever the sister's name was.
Well, that's because Carlton was the conceited
Carlton
rich guy
was the
that you can't
foil.
relate to. Will Smith
Was supposed to be the likable main character who had flaws, but also had reasons for those
Whoa,
flaws.
have you seen a sitcom before?
Boy, have I!
Oh, Fresh Prince. Fuck y'all.
Fuck Fresh Prince.
No, Will Smith. Independence Day. Great movie.
It's an okay movie.
He fucking knocked down an alien in his super armor.
Welcome to Earth.
You know what pissed me off?
It's
The
a
alien was in the super armor. How do you knock him out?
Welcome to Earth.
He had them Earth powers.
Oh, man. I honestly don't think they thought of that when they filmed that scene.
Dude, if
Wait, are you telling me?
Because then later on they cut through and they have the alien in the super
Hold
armor.
on. Are you telling me Roland Emmerich doesn't think before he films? And just films like, oh yeah, that's a good explosion. Can we put an American flag? Yeah. Perfect.
You know who's not on that list? Jeff Goldblum.
He'll never.
That man is so fucking wonky.
If
No,
someone,
Jeff Goldblum's too down to earth to be a fucking pedophile.
if someone came out and went, hey, you know why Goldblum's so weird? I'd be like, why? Pedophile. I'd be like, yeah, that makes perfect fucking sense.
No!
Yes.
But I think it's because you can believe it that it's probably
That's why.
not a thing.
Which is what...
It just broke him.
I was
broke him.
gonna make a joke and I was like, that joke could come back and bite
Yeah,
me.
really
Yes.
good. So don't.
What other?
It's
I
fine.
can't think. I'm having a brain fart on like creepy celebrities that might.
Kevin Spacey.
He was very cool.
Maplethorpe.
Who?
He used to take photos of nude guys in black and white. I thought you liked art.
You can call it art.
I'm sorry, I'm not an artiste.
Look, if you put a black and white coat cover over anything, you can call it art.
Joy Charlie Chaplin.
He was a pedophile.
No,
On
he
record.
wasn't.
On record, yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
His wife was like 20 years younger than him, and he got married when he was like 30.
What was the guy's name? Andy Kaufman.
Andy Kaufman also.
No, that was all an act.
He was definitely fucked up behind the scene.
Andy Kaufman was...
No, I believe. Sorry, go ahead. No.
Well, we're going to say the same thing. Everything Andy did was for...
Yeah, I feel like he fell too much into the act, so it absorbed into his personality.
After a certain point, there's no absorbed into your personality.
I
It
still
either
don't
is
think
your
he. I
personality.
still don't think he branched the line of fucking like
Jerry Seinfeld.
He definitely did.
Jerry Seinfeld's too rich and too powerful.
He was fucking a 14-year-old when he was in his 30s, and the parents gave him consent to do so.
Well, you can do that in Alabama.
No, he's doing it in New York.
You know why? Syndication
Yeah,
money, bro.
syndication money.
Dude, he made the best deal in Hollywood.
Dude, them and Friends.
Him and the chick.
No, he made the best because he makes all the profits on syndication money. Like they made,
Well,
they made the show,
no.
and he's like,
David gets the majority. Larry David was the lead writer and the creator.
I don't know. I'm
I
pretty sure
do
Jerry
know.
Seinfeld was like, I want most of syndication. For
Jerry,
him and the cast, he put it for the cast too.
Yeah, really, after Kramer decided to go crazy,
They're not gonna cut him off.
Dude,
They still did
you'd
the
be
art.
that's the most unintentionally funny fucking
Yeah.
thing. The apology where he goes,
on what is it, David Letterman show?
I didn't mean to offend any Afro-Americans, and then everyone laughs, and Jerry goes, it's not funny, and then the crowd laughs even harder. It's just like, yo, you're why go on a fucking comedy show to apologize, you retard? Go on a news show.
He's an odd guy.
I honestly feel like that was the end of like.
He was the most professional, from what I understand.
On set, probably.
From what I
No,
understand.
but his thing there, I feel like was the end of the PC, like the start of the PC.
Oh, it was definitely the beginning of the PC movement.
I think it was a little before that.
It started with Janine Gershon. Janine Garofalo. She was like the first feminist comedian. Don't judge me by my looks, judge me by my words. But all her jokes kind of suck.
Yeah, now you have Eliza
Well,
Schlesinger, who's just like, nah, to
My
laugh at
vagina!
that.
That's
No, that's
fucking-
Amy Schumer.
Every-
Thank you.
90% of female comedians nowadays are my vagina.
80.
Then again, you get the Joe Rogans where all they do is hump a stool for an hour and a half, and it's like, okay. Have you guys seen that
Can we
compilation?
just have George Carlin back, please?
Nah, George Carlin was a pseudo-intellectual. Like, sure, you say some pretty smart things in a pretty smart way, but when you actually apply a logic and reason and work your things out in a model, it all collapses within 30 seconds. So sure, K is a funny sounding word, but don't talk to me about politics.
Get your one punch in now.
It's the truth. I love Carlin. I think he's an amazing performer, but he was giving
Well, he knew what he was doing.
he was giving TED Talks that were half-baked.
Look, TED Talks are half big to begin with.
Exactly.
Who do you think is the best stand-up comedian now?
Currently, in my opinion, Mark Norman.
I don't know who that is.
Bert Kreischer.
Bert Kreischer is pretty good. But Bert's whole shtick is like,
Yeah, it's like, I'm shirtless!
I also
What's your honest opinion of Dave Chappelle?
No.
good,
He was
He
decent.
doesn't hold back, though, and he goes after both.
but what does that
sides.
even mean? And no, he doesn't go after both sides. He's totally fucking paused and woke. Did you watch that, his most recent special?
No.
No, it's just 100% lefty propaganda.
Doesn't
Like,
make
just
fun of trans people and stuff, though?
in the one before that, and then he got in trouble. So now he
Really?
released this one where he goes hard on
Why do you
cops.
think Eddie Murphy doesn't do anything anymore?
Why do you
He
think
is.
he's
a new one
no, you
coming
have to
out
understand. Eddie Murphy has been saying he's going to come back for the last decade. Every single time.
When he writes a joke, then the news comes on.
Exactly. So Eddie Murphy's like, yo, I got this bit about tranny. Ah, shit.
You know who
Okay, I
the
got
most
this bit about,
upsetting,
you know?
the most upsetting stand-up comic now? David Cross.
David Cross fell so fucking hard.
He went.
No.
Him and Patton,
Yeah.
they went
Patton
so
Oswalt?
far. They went so far political
Well, I mean,
They
Pat,
go-
he lost his shit after his wife, like...
after he killed her. Hot take. Read the evidence, man. He had the key for the safe for her medication.
We are not doing a conspiracy podcast
But
ever.
David Cross and Patton Oswalt went way too far to the left, where it's just like, they're political.
Didn't
You
even
didn't even try.
No, my hand spasmed. Parkinson's.
You know what I hate the most?
Read the evidence!
It's what Ubisoft's doing right now.
Yeah, they were paused.
Every game they're putting out right now is related to what's going on right now in society.
Meta. But the problem is, this game's about Vikings. Why the fuck do we have a Donald Trump allegory in it? You know, like...
What, the Assassins?
Yeah, Assassins looks great, except for a couple things.
No, Sleeping Dogs was kind of cool. I bet you hate the fucking bright lights and all that stuff going on.
Sleeping Dogs?
Sleeping Dogs, I mean.
The video game?
Yeah, the new one.
Wait, there's a new one?
Hey, don't watch the new trailer?
Dude,
It
I was
looks-
half paying
It
attention
looks
to the
pretty
Ubisoft.
cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
I want to talk about Devolver. You guys have never seen a Devolver presentation?
Do I want to?
Yes!
Not necessarily.
Yes! What do you mean? Why? Why don't you like Devolver?
I just never liked Devolver as a company.
Right, but watch their presentations. Dude, at one point, they're like, we're out of games to announce. So announce ones that aren't coming out. What do you mean? Well, every company's doing it. We'll just announce a game and cancel it a week later. No one cares. It's all about the hype. Announce a game. And so then it cuts to Sonic Fox, and he goes, hi, I'm Sonic Fox, and I'm announcing Sonic Fox for Fighters 4. There's no 1, 2, or 3. I'm announcing the fourth one, though. And then it cuts off, and they're like, wow, what a great game. What a great game. It's fucking genius. They just tear down
But
the
it's
whole...
because they're trying to be meta about the situation.
And they're doing it in the best way possible.
Did you watch the Far Cry trailer?
I fucking hate anything I have to do with Far Cry. After the first 3, I was
Thank you.
done.
It's boring. It's the same game
Yeah.
over and over.
It's like, wow, the villain's maniacal. Guess what? Not the villain. Ah!
Pseudo-intellectualism.
I never played a Big L at me.
I played the most recent one.
But it has the guy from
I don't
Breaking
care.
Bad in it.
He
Who
wasn't
cares?
that good. I know everyone loves him because he played that one character in that one TV show we all liked.
He's
but,
good in The Mandalorian.
Yo, well, what have you done for me lately? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mandalorian, bro.
yeah, the Mandalorian. I haven't seen it yet.
It's because you're just a douche.
I refuse to play for Disney Paws
Asshole.
Dude, Disney owns...
too much, and I refuse to give them any money.
Pirate it.
I can't. Government's on my ass.
We have Cox or Verizon.
Cox, but
Cox is significantly harder than Verizon is.
anytime I pirate a WB movie, they get me.
Dude, Cox is consistently... They're Cox, they're
I'll show
Comcast.
you later.
They have a hole in that shirt, by the way.
Your shirt's like...
Sure, it's
Right
probably like
there.
12 years old.
I know you didn't like that, but I had to
it's
point
like
it out.
12 or 15 years
Sorry.
old, yeah.
Did you watch any of the Ubisoft stuff?
Huh. I fucking hate Ubisoft.
Fall Guy. Fall Guy looks like the shit.
The only
What
Ubisoft game I've liked has been Black Flag.
Oh, what was that Assassin's Creed game? Odyssey?
The one I liked?
Yeah.
With the Greeks?
Yeah.
Odyssey.
I would love to have played Odyssey. I haven't seen it on sale.
I bought the $110 version for like
Oh my
$60, and I Cannot recommend it enough.
You get to hang on the Colossus of Rhodes' penis.
Dude, you get to fucking have a philosophical debate with Socrates.
And it's actually well written. I've seen it.
It's so much fun. I gotta pee.
It's weird how, like, polarizing his views can be. It's kind of impressive.
He has his own thoughts, like kind of like me.
Humans are allowed to have their own thoughts.
His goes like way this way. Mine's kind of like.
You're just a fucking blender.
I just like what I like, and that's what I like. You know what I'm saying?
No.
But Vikings.
I don't care.
You know what Vikings? You
No.
need to watch Vinland Saga.
No.
No. When he gets back out here, he's gonna make you watch Vinland.
No, because I'm watching Shigeki no Soma right now.
Fuck.
Yeah.
What is it?
Text
it to me
it's
after.
Food Wars.
Food Wars? Is it an anime?
Yeah, I dislike how much fan service they've added into it because it's fucking disgusting. But
Did you
Shigeki no Soma.
Should he watch Vinland Saga?
Do you like anime with like sword fighting and stuff like that?
Good point.
Vinland Saga is pretty good. The 3D animation isn't overbearing. There isn't a
You
But-
mean it's not Dragon Ball Super?
No, God, no. It's
The movies?
that Broly part in the Broly movie where it's just 100%.
That was the one part where it was deserved. I'll give it that.
But Vinland Saga, my favorite episode of Vinland Saga
That
is
makes me so mad.
Shut your whore mouth.
there's this one episode where it has nothing to do with any of the main characters, and it's about this little girl who's praying to
Oh yeah.
God, and the whole time she's like just praying for like Vikings are raiding her
Oh my
village.
god, it's so
and
depressing.
She doesn't know like the whole time she's blaming herself for the Vikings raiding her village. Like maybe if I was a better person, maybe if I'd helped my mom, maybe if I hadn't kissed that boy. And the whole time, like it's just like you're like, why the fuck is this? Like, why are the Vikings raiding this village? Why does she think it's her fault? And then at the end of the episode, it's revealed she stole a ring from the priest and hid it in a tree. And then God saw that she hid it and brought the
It's
Vikings.
so sad too.
And it's like,
That's the family of the main character.
no,
Like-
that's the old lady.
Yeah, but she has.
No, that's a different. This is a different. This is
Oh,
just
it's
a
just a
random
one-off thing, yeah.
Yeah, and the whole time you're watching the episode, they tell it in such a way that you completely understand where this little girl is coming from. And then when it's revealed that the only reason she thinks it's her fault is because she stole, you're like, you fucking skank. I thought it was because you were innocent, but you're just a thief. So of course these Vikings are.
No.
You know, like that's what they do. That's how they word it, though.
Yeah.
That's the way it's written. It's such a good show. Some of the episodes are really bad. Some of the episodes are really cool. Thorfinn's dad is amazing. He doesn't.
That fucking scene when they're on like the boats and stuff.
He doesn't fight. He challenges 3 of the biggest dudes of the other Vikings to a fight. So they all like bring out their weapons and stuff like that. And he's just standing there, and they're like, "Are you gonna draw a sword?" And he was like, "No." No. So they swing on him, and he just blows that guy's arm up, stabs it through that guy, karate chops
Do
that
you think
dude's head off.
there was actually people like that back in the
Yeah.
day?
Yeah. Dude, Vikings were fucking nightmares.
Do you think like most of the people back then would just whoop any UFC
Yes.
fighters?
You have to understand, back then, if you lost one fist fight, you died. You were done.
like infection and all that.
Yeah.
No, it's either
Infection.
you win or die.
You infection, societal standing. Oh, you beat me up. No one's ever gonna respect me.
Or, you know, in most cases, you were in a war all times, so you had to kill anybody.
Like when I was born. When I was born, I had to go into the not the NICU. What's the?
Thank you.
Is it called NICU? I had to go to that right away.
Natal intensive care
So
unit.
did Finn.
I'm dead. Oops, that doesn't exist back then.
Yeah, there's
Gone.
no.
I don't
It's,
exist.
it's like Sparta, where like either you fight and live, or you're going to get lost.
Or I have to be able to do manual labor.
Yeah.
Now, come on, man, I'm fine.
I have stamina.
If I can convince, now here's the thing. This is where Patton Oswalt jokes about how God came into play. Is where I go, no, wait, don't kill me, because he'll get mad, and then you guys are all
And
big.
they're like, who's he?
Yeah, you guys are all big and stupid, and I'm short and smart, and I'm like, no, trust me, there's God. You know, like, I think I can survive with my silver tongue, just talking people out.
I think you would make somebody angry and just get your head chopped.
But here's the thing: I'd have a Brad standing behind me.
Dude, yeah. If you can convince one person, you can convince
If I can
1,000.
convince one person to fight for me, I will be fine. But if everyone
Wow,
just goes,
yeah,
fuck that kid,
Sounds a lot like America right
How
now.
cool was what's the character's name? Who's not a Viking?
Torkel.
Yeah, he's just fighting for him to make money and everything. At the end,
No,
he's
he is a Viking, but he's fighting for the French just because it makes him
no,
money.
he has another.
The big blonde guy?
The main general guy.
The big tall blonde
No,
guy?
the other one. The other one.
Oh,
The one that Thor Finn's trying to kill.
Rathgar.
Yeah, he's not
Ragnar.
a Viking or anything, but he's just like pretending
They
to
fuck. The problem is with the Ragnar Lothbrok in that anime, they fuck his story up.
be. Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
they do it a little bit. They do it a little. They keep it more accurate than the Vikings' history fucked up Hrothgar's story more than a Japanese anime. But the Japanese anime still doesn't do it right.
Yeah.
Because Hrothgar was totally a fucking
He was
European.
badass.
He was totally. He saw the Vikings and he went, they're gonna go nowhere. And then he saw the Europeans and went, okay, I need to integrate my culture with them. But his
No, but
culture
as soon as-
rebelled. You know.
No, but he was with the Vikings. As soon as he saw the switch happening, he fucking was like, "We need to go with the Prince guy."
Wait. Crossbows are way better than everything. They have a lot of. Okay, I'm going with the crossbow. You know,
It's like, the newest weapon's gonna win.
He was like a genius tactician,
there's that amazing.
and he was
scene.
fucking badass.
Did you guys ever watch the History Channel Vikings?
No.
Horrible when they're talking, but when they show historical battles, it's rad. Like they tried to seize. So Paris was an island originally, right? So when they try to siege Paris, there's this one covered bridge, right? That's like 500 feet long. So all the Vikings are like running down it with their long shields and or their round shields and all that shit, and they're doing like the Viking like Tetsudo kind of formation, and they're like, "What the fuck's happening?" And then the main gates fly open, and like 40 French guys with crossbows go. And you know, and just light 40 guys up. Then they crouch, reload the guys behind them, and then they stand up, and they just walk forward, just going like this, and it just kills hundreds of
Man, that's
Vikings.
back when the French actually
Now,
knew
was
how to
that
war.
the-
Dude, they used
Was
they
that like
are.
was that like the chain crossbow?
No,
They
that
shoot?
is the small handheld crossbow that after you shoot, you put it
So
between
do
your
you
feet.
think a
pull it.
crossbow could? Yeah, but a good bowsman could
No.
take
No.
out a crossbow. You don't
It's
think-
the
what's the
longbow.
accuracy?
The longbow,
The
which
English
is
longbowmen, yes. English
those in the
longbowmen.
Roman.
No,
But-
Romans sucked with archery.
No, I'm talking like the one that was the height of me.
Yeah, that's the English longbowman.
You can.
That changed the Battle of
Romans
Hastings.
did.
What about a
Fucking
new,
weird shit.
like what are those new bows called? Like the big like,
Recurve,
ones Joe Rogan
Compound.
fucking uses.
compound bows. Yeah,
I
those.
think a compound bow could go against a crossbow.
Problem is, compound bow is slower.
Yeah,
You
but-
have to.
What if you're like Green Arrow? It's like,
Yeah, I mean, if you're a superhero, yeah.
The weight to pull it back is about the same as a longbow.
The thing with the crossbows is, there's like, so with a bow, you ever shoot archery?
Yeah.
You gotta kind of arc it.
Yeah.
With a crossbow, you just kind of aim it. Pink. Pew! It'll have a little drop off. But then, as soon as you shoot, you drop down to one knee, you put your foot on the bow, you pull the string up, knock it, grab a bolt, because the bolts are only like this big. Put the bolt in, boom, and
Did you
just.
ever see like the super fast crossbow guys?
Yeah.
It's scary.
The only thing I think could beat a crossbow, or like a division of crossbowmen, would be like a division of like Mongolian horse cavalry. Because those guys would carry 3 arrows in one hand and go tink,
Yeah, but
tink.
what are the
tink, and
crossbows?
just-
Maybe.
What are the crossbows
fuck
that
the
are like
Romans up.
But maybe.
the chain gun? The crossbow chain gun.
That's-
Oh, that's called fiction.
Yeah.
They don't have that in real life?
No.
That'd be cool.
I mean, it would be
It
interesting.
would be
but no.
super cool. It would be so cool, Chad. And dude, what if some guy could go, ah, and then his hair turned yellow?
They can.
Shut the fuck up, Union Giant talk.
We haven't talked about
Oh, I didn't have a giant topic.
Thank God.
Good topic, when you think of it.
Wait, and I guess it all comes around to like looking at history. It genuinely becomes terrifying to see where.
Jerking off.
That's a really shitty way to
Fucking
jerk
history.
off.
I fucking love history.
But after watching China, and they were just like, "Oh wow, we mixed all these things together and they explode. Let's put a metal ball in front of it."
They didn't even do that.
No, the fucking English
The
did.
Turks. The Turks were the first to build a cannon. So the Chinese came up with gunpowder and were like, fireworks are rad, and then the Turks went, ballistics. And
It's
just
like,
like,
what if we hit someone with a firework?
when they sieged Vienna, they built this cannon that was like,
Didn't the
that was
Chinese...
like 46 inches, and the ball was like huge, and it weighed
Yeah,
a
but-
ton, and it just fucking
Didn't the
flew.
Chinese like catapult more of that
They did,
They were all about, hey, let's behead these people, make sure they're infected, and throw them over
No,
the
but
Nah,
wall.
everyone was
explosives
doing that.
though.
They
Like,
loved,
more
they were
catapulting and
sappers.
all that.
Yeah.
They were sappers. But also, then you gotta,
Sappers.
sappers are people that tunnel underneath your wall, plant explosives, tunnel away, and then blow your
You know,
wall
Great
up.
Wall of China was a thing.
Cool wall.
But then the Koreans invented the first form of like, goddamn Mongolian.
That actually wow.
Back down. Ah, ding, dong, ding, dong, when he's in the suit, and then they pour the sweet and sour sauce on it.
I love those.
Man, that moment we were trying to have a serious like
The
history
the
conversation, and Chad
Korean-
was just like, South Park!
The Koreans built
I'd be doing it if you were.
they built these cool artillery emplacements that would have it was like a honeycomb, and it was just a bunch of flaming arrows with explosives, and they would light one wick, and it would fire.
Oh yeah, that's the original missile launcher.
It was like the first, and the Koreans were doing that, but then they got invaded by Japan, China.
It was like John Wick just takes everybody out.
Yeah, it was like that, but it would land, and so you get the arrow, and you'd be like, "Oh, this sucks," and then it would pop, and it would blow you open just a little bit, just a little bit.
And then there's that one asshole that was like, "What if we make sure this spreads fire
What if
to
we made it-
everybody?"
What if we made it bigger?
If you get shot in the arm, I could live. Oh fuck!
It's like, and my arm's on the floor. Fuck.
Infection.
Dude,
That's
at that
probably
point,
the scariest thing about war back in the day, just getting slightly wounded.
Well, even war nowadays.
Civil War.
If you're in a fucking gunfight with Al Qaeda and you catch one in the knee and you don't get to a hospital in 24 hours, you're going to probably lose that leg.
That's when you wrap it off right here and you cut it right the fuck off.
Yeah, but you don't want to do that because now you get a guy with a missing leg. So you just fucking pour some anticoagulant on it, tie it up, and go, "Hey man, if you can make it back to base, you're good to go."
Yeah, but there's way more of a
Dude,
chance
you
to
get
get back
shot
to
in
base.
Way more
than
now,
Yeah.
especially with where surgery is, where
But
if he does get back
seeing
to base.
even the Civil War, imagine how scary it would be just getting those guns too. Then they just blast you.
Billet balls.
The Civil War, yeah, well, you also had to hit something.
Well, it would go shh, and then just catch someone on the cheek.
Yeah, when you have 800 of them pointed at you and firing at the same time, someone's gonna get hit.
And then they fire back at you. You count your dead. They count their dead, and we go, "All right, you won this one. All right, later."
Until everyone was like, "Swords and horses."
Yeah, until the American Revolutionary War, when everyone was like, "Fuck it, just kill everyone at all times. It doesn't matter. We'll cross the fucking." We had a Christmas truce with the English,
Yeah.
and then we crossed the Delaware to attack them during Christmas. We were like, "No, we won't get you."
And they were like,
Get the boat. We sold the Hessians spiked alcohol to make them all pass out, and then we invaded on Chris. We were such assholes. Like, we were the villains.
Hey, it sucks to suck, winning.
It does. It sucks to suck. Oh,
That's why I say there's no rules in war.
you know what was crazy? We were talking about this, and I wanted to bring this up.
there are now.
So, you know how the Geneva Convention banned chemical weapons? Do you know what it banned before chemical weapons? They thought this was more dangerous than a chemical weapon. A shotgun.
I mean, yeah.
Think about the dude running down the trench, just fucking.
Dude, that's why trench guns
And they were
the
like,
worst.
ban that shit. And then someone went, "What about chlorine?" And they were
Yeah,
like,
there was that
"Alright."
one fucking Austrian German asshole who was like, "Chlorine, ammonia. Hey, guess what? Everybody's dead." And then they were like, "Shotguns are back."
And then the Turks were using smallpox and shit like that. Like, they went
And they're like,
evil on
"And
us.
now we need to ban this."
Imagine if they started going back in the time where they just catapult dead bodies at people and everything.
Al Qaeda does that.
Ugh.
When Al Qaeda takes over a village, they dump a dead body in the well to ruin the well.
Yeah, I heard.
And it's just like.
Cut off your own nose.
But
spike your face.
here's the thing: you just took that territory over,
and
and
now
now
you
you
don't have clean
ruin
water.
that. Yeah, now you don't have. So you can't rule. So what are you doing? You're just creating chaos.
The way for it to die out, they cleanse
It,
the
Dude,
water.
you can't
problem with
cleanse the
wells,
well.
it doesn't just die
I'm
out.
kidding.
I know. Which is why if I was running ISIS, dude, as soon as we invaded a territory, I'd start building schools and hospitals. That's how you win the people.
I thought that was going to go in such
No.
a different direction. I was like, well, this is going to get cut.
No.
You can tell his mannerisms when he's going to go off the rails.
I usually smile and hunch before I. But no, if I was a ruler, I would be the benevolent kind, as long as you didn't cross me.
Just kick ass, give to the people, you fuck up.
I'd be Julius Caesar, where I'd be like, "Hey guys, we won a war over there. Here's a bunch of money," and then everyone would be like, "Yay!"
So there's that one asshole who's like, he's liked by everybody. I don't like that. I need to kill him because I'm a jealous prick.
Until the Senate realizes they're losing power in Rome, and they freak out and stab me 39 times.
You know what else we should like?
And two
This
birds.
video. Don't forget to like and
Did
subscribe.
we even talk about anything?
No, not really. That was all just straight conversation.
This is the clusterfuck episode.
That's not a clusterfuck. That's an episode.
I think I know what's going on here. I think we all want to play DBZ Fighters. I don't know about you guys, but I'm
Chris
just
is like,
sitting there.
I gotta go home.
No, because he said the fucking keyword. Just go subscribe, like all our shit.
I've been
Find us
sitting-
on the
The link
thing.
to your episodes in the things. Click it. Do the things.
As
Like,
I've been
subscribe,
talking,
follow.
all I've been doing is playing matches and replay in my head, trying to figure out where I went wrong.
All I've been is like, I need
Why
to
do
get
you
better.
shut my Frieza down? You shut my Frieza down. If I don't get that fucking... if I don't get that one combo off, if I
Yeah.
miss it, my Frieza is completely shut down
Yeah,
against
I
you.
know.
And
It's
it's like,
fun.
damn it, Frieza's my ace, you know?
Let's go.
I...
I can get in a few matches. She'll be mad at me, but I don't really care.
Yeah, fuck bitches, right?
I mean, I haven't gotten laid in a while, so.